All right. Welcome to Love and Marriage here on TV Sapiens. Yeah, Love and Marriage, where we talk love, singles, married, relationships. We talk everything about love so as to make our relationships work because we actually believe that it can work. My name is Oma. You're very sweet on radio and TV. And I've got with me Nwokoma. Fresh, how are you?
You want to make me shy again tonight. I'm fine. I'm doing very
How's your
well.
day?
It was good.
Okay, so
It
welcome
was
to the
good.
program.
Thank you. Yeah, it's love and marriage, of course. The way Oma comes into the program sometimes, yeah. In fact, she helps me because sometimes I don't even know what to say. That's why I always beg them to start with her because just the laugh alone gives me the clue on what the program is going to look like. So you are in good hands. You're
Fresh,
welcome.
do you
to
know
Love
something
and
I love
Marriage.
about you? You're just too sincere. I've never known that you're this sincere until we started doing this program together.
How?
You're very sincere. And the way you say things, like it just comes. And you're sincere about it.
The one thing about me,
Mm.
for people who know me very well, is that one is I cannot say bad thing. I not say.
And keep quiet.
But even when I say,
Mm.
I don't even mean harm.
Yeah.
And another thing is, I don't quarrel with anybody for a long time.
Okay.
We can quarrel today, but I will settle tomorrow. Whether you like it or not, I'll keep making effort. Then, I don't hide anything about myself. If something happens here, and I'm responsible, no matter the consequences, I'll tell you I did it.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Yeah.
And I always naturally, I don't like trying to appear as saint. I can always tell you that I'm making effort. I can always tell you that I'm doing my best, but I will tell you this is who I am.
Yeah.
So for sincerity, I just feel it's a natural thing.
Oh, yeah?
You know, for one to just be sincere, because if you are not sincere, you won't be beaten. We're adults.
Yeah.
If you are sincere too, I feel you won't be beaten too, in as much as some people will look at it and say like, so you have engaged in this kind of thing. You have done this kind of thing. You are the one doing this, you know. But the fact is that there's this fulfillment when I tell people the truth.
Oh, yeah?
You understand? Deep down inside of me, in as much as, or maybe along the line, there are a couple of people that if you tell them the truth, they may carry it, go about, say. But even if the people that may say it to you, if those people come to me, I'll still tell them that it's true.
Yeah.
You understand?
And really speaking about sincerity, because you just brought us to the topic we're about to discuss on this program. Speaking about sincerity, you know, we will be talking about sex enhancement drugs.
And definitely, sex enhancement drugs is another way of saying the truth or telling lies.
Yeah.
Because when you are enhancing your sexual capacity, you're not telling the other partner
the truth.
The truth.
There is no sincerity.
There's no sincerity. You're lying to the other partner.
You're lying to the other person.
You know that you have this natural capacity, whereas
that you don't have
it. Yeah.
So let's start. What are sex enhancement drugs? What does it mean?
Yeah, when you talk about sex enhancement drugs, you're just talking about maybe tablets or drugs or chemicals that can make one, especially men, last longer during sex. It doesn't give extra pressure, as a matter of fact. A lot of people think that sex enhancement drugs is doing, and it gives them extra power, extra pressure. No. What it does is just that it helps a man, in the straight language, we call it last longer. It helps a man to stay longer in sex than normal. That's what it does. So anything one takes in order to stop him from coming naturally during sex is sexual enhancement drugs. But some are more harmful than the other. But all of them are harmful.
They all have
but some
side
of
effects,
them are more harmful than the other, because
Mm.
there are some that has immediate attack, while some takes gradual process, to attack the victim, So naturally, it's not a good thing. Off the camera, I was telling you, I've tried it before. You
and I told
that?
you not to say it on air.
Okay,
and you're now saying it on air.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know you asked me not to say. But this idea, I don't believe that experience is the best teacher in everything. But sometimes when you experience something, your way of describing it, your way of talking about it, it's always different from someone who has not
experienced
taken it before. As a young person, back in school, I have tried that. I don't need to mention the name of.
No, you don't need to mention the name of it.
But the fact is that, what is the reason behind even attempting it?
And again, I want to add something. You talked about men. It's not only men that take
No, it's not only men.
Yeah.
It's not only
even
men.
Ladies do take it.
Yes.
Sometimes ladies who find it difficult to feel horny, ladies who find it difficult to get in the mood, sometimes they take some of these things so as to initiate them, because they feel that they can't really get into the mood.
Yeah, apart from even getting into the mood, there are ladies that want to do crazy things.
Yeah.
So they know that if they stay normal, such things may irritate them. But they may not be able to do certain things. So they just try to take some, just like, we said, we're not going to mention names. They just try to take enhancer that will take their normal being out of this world, and then they will be able to do these things.
Yeah.
And by the time they are done, when these things clears from their eyes, they now discover that they can't imagine they did some of those things.
Those things. So, we've actually described sex enhancement drugs. Now, why do people? Okay, you just told us that when you were in school.
Yes, I tried it.
You tried it. What pushed you into doing that?
Yeah, the fact is that young life is filled with competition.
Yeah.
Young
unnecessary competition, unhealthy, unnecessary
competition. Sometimes the kind of friends you roll with, and some of the bets, we engage in some of our discussions, and the thing there is, as a young person, I want to impress somebody. I don't want a situation where someone meets me and thinks I'm not a Superman. I want to be a Superman. And I meet someone, and this is somebody I really like. And I feel that I have this belief that if I don't satisfy her, if I don't give it to her the way she wants it, if I don't give her the best, she may likely leave me for someone else. So the major thing is not naturally to satisfy her. Is to impress her. Do you understand?
Okay.
So, and I just can't trust my natural capacity. So I needed something to push me, to go beyond my capacity, beyond who I am. And that brings the quest for sexual enhancement drugs. I have access to it. I took it.
But before that, obviously you had a discussion with your friends and they suggested it, or you've always done that before?
Yeah. The thing is that it's not discussion that I had just that day. Friends, just like you, while you were in school, you had friends. There may be a line of discussion you and your friends engage, and some of this discussion helps in forming some of the
opinions and character.
So it's not as if the day I bought it or the day I used it was actually the day we talked about it. It's just something that, guys sharing their experiences, how they're messed up. You see a guy telling you, "Oh man, I messed up. The guy left me because I messed up. I couldn't perform very well." This other person said,
you guys were having this kind of conversation.
Yeah, sure, it's guy's thing.
Yeah.
Some other guy said, "I've never disappointed. I've been using this particular thing, and look all the girls I tried it on that keep coming back
My
to me.
goodness gracious, Lord.
And you want someone to keep coming back, as a young person. And of course, the people who told you the story, they are there, and you can actually see the sincerity, because we believe we don't lie to ourselves. And you start asking questions, and you now try it and discover that, it's like that, because it's just like somebody taking cocaine. The person who is using cocaine may think it's a good thing, probably because of what is happening inside of him.
The body.
But the fact is that what is happening at that moment does not really define what cocaine stands for. It's a killer chemical. It can destroy you. But initially,
it will.
But initially, you may think
that it's heavenly.
That is doing you a whole lot of good.
Goodness.
Unfortunately, it's doing bad. So, but the peripheral aspect of some of our discussions, because we don't go into deep discussion about this thing, consequences, what we stand to lose. We're just talking about the things that, for me, at my age now, it doesn't matter. It's not important. So we are not considering the health implication. We're not considering anything. Our major concern is
to impress the lady.
If the girl goes, is she going to come back? You understand? What about, because the way we are talking to our guys, the girls, they are talking to their counterparts as well. You may not be a very handsome guy, but the girl may tell her friends, man, the guy, it's not really handsome. He doesn't have money, but look, if the guy meets you, you're gonna. You're saying all the names in your video.
My goodness.
You understand? So she's profiling you.
Yeah.
In the presence of her friends.
Yes.
And because,
and actually, at that age, guys actually looked forward to girls talking about them in that manner, in that way. Talking about how good they are, how they, just like the way you described it, if the guy meets you, you're gonna.
That's one of the ways we feel we are superhumans. We know that when it comes to book, we're intelligent people. We read our books, we write exams, we'll pass. But those things, there are times it's only during exams those ones count. But when it comes to who's this guy, ladies want to know who the guy is. For girls that know the guy personally, may have something to say about the girl. And these other friends of these girls want to hear. You understand? That's why sometimes you see somebody having something to do with the list of friends. 5 friends, 7 roommates. You say a particular guy because one person had gone, and the story is boom. He's a super guy.
My goodness. And all of them will want to try out.
Yeah, sure. They want to try. They want to, because of that. That is what I talk about when I say discussion, some of our conversations, how it affects our lives, but nobody has taken time to ask, in as much as this can do this, what else can he do? What about the health implication? And that's the major reason why we are here
discussing
tonight.
This topic.
Because if I know what I know, if I know what I know now,
you wouldn't have tried it at all.
Have tried it.
You wouldn't even think about it in the first place.
In fact, I will assure you that I was lucky I survived it.
Oh, wow.
Because the same thing has killed so many people.
Yeah.
Not later, but instantly.
Immediately.
I think that was 2 years ago, around 3 here. A man died in a hotel. In his hotel room. Lots of people have died because they used enhancement drugs.
Enhancement
you
drugs.
Understand? So,
but there was this particular man. He's a journalist. All right, a journalist that has a family. He left the wife, took the girlfriend to a hotel. Probably he took those sex enhancement drugs, and that man is in his 60s. After doing all that he did, before they even started doing whatever it is they wanted to do, the man died just like that.
Sure.
Just like that. And it's been reported over the news about men dying simply because they used a particular sex enhancement drug. And these men, sometimes they are always in their 60s, in their 50s. They try to use this thing so as to impress, just like what you said now. It's even what, okay, look at the experience you just shared with us when you were younger. But it has always been about impressing a lady. Impressing a lady to ensure that he satisfies the woman. And the woman who tries to take sex enhancement drug takes it, just like you said, either to do something crazy she's never done before, or to leave her being, her entire being, so as to act in a way that will kind of impress the male counterpart. So is it like the both genders are trying to impress themselves by taking sex enhancement drugs?
Yeah. Well, 90% of ladies do not know that they can take sex enhancement drugs. 90% of ladies.
You don't know?
Yeah.
My goodness, there are lots of them on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's different. They've baptized it. In fact, they have baptized it
yes,
to different names. But all these things, all of them are sex enhancement drugs.
Yeah. I understand that, but let it be clear that even men in the villages, I'm talking about people in the village, guys in the villages, know that they can rush to a chemist,
get something.
They can go to herbal people
and mix a concussion.
I don't know if you understand, but this knowledge is not open that much, for ladies, when we are talking about sex enhancement drugs does not really work that much on ladies.
Who told you?
Now, let me tell you.
Okay.
See. Ladies own, their own works more on mood, to activate their mood. Do you understand me?
Okay.
To activate their mood, make them want more, make them crazy. You understand? But when it comes to guys, their own is different. That's why guys die faster.
Yeah.
Now, the guy's own is to delay what God has arranged. I don't know if you understand. Just like if a woman is in labor, there's a period of time doctors will wait for the woman. If she's unable to push, they will have to do surgery, CS. So cesarean section, so that the woman doesn't give up.
Yeah.
You understand? Now, this is how this thing works. Now, a man has erection. And this erection is supposed to last for a certain period of time, because a man's orgasm is connected to his heart. The heartbeat is connected to the heartbeat, especially when the man is aging. So when it is time for that man to come down and relax, but this drug says no, and the man is now stressing, the body wants to rest that particular moment, and all these things, they are hitting at the heart. This drug hits at somebody's heart. And these drugs can no longer allow that person to have that rest. Allow the man's heart to have the rest. And the drug will keep stressing the heart. Stressing the heart. If at a point, the drug doesn't allow that man to come, and the unfortunate thing is that the man won't feel pain. Because if the man feels pain, he will stop. He will still continue with the excitement, thinking that he is coming, without knowing that he is going. You understand?
Yeah.
It's just like engine knocking. So it drags to an extent that the heart can no longer carry it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand. It will get to
carry the excess
because this thing has a lot to do with the pumping of blood, the rate at which the heartbeat moves. You understand? Because if a man is about to have orgasm, it's as if he's total. That's what men say lots of things. some men behave somehow because their total system, everything is
that's the natural orgasm.
Natural orgasm. They are overwhelmed totally. Now, but when a man takes concussion or takes sexual enhancement drugs, you don't discover that level of being overwhelmed. It gets to that level, instead of it to drop, it will continue rising. And this rising is hitting the heart. You understand? It's hitting the heart. It's stressing the heart. If it gets to a point where the heart can no longer carry it,
the heart knocks.
The heart withdraws. And the man walks away from here.
Like walking away, like dying?
That is walking away from the surface of the earth. That's happened to so many people.
Yes.
You understand? But if you follow the excitement, and if you follow the fact that, lady will say this one a man. You understand?
Yeah.
Some people use it on their wives.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is the worst part. Because one of the disadvantages of sexual enhancement, apart from killing somebody, is that there is a level you will use it to. If you don't use it, you cannot have erection at all. That's one. Two is, there is a level you use it to. Even when you use it, the person will start having erectile dysfunction. That's when the person starts going to hospital that he's impotent now. He doesn't know what happened. But if he's sincere enough, he will tell you that, look, that he has been taking this or taking that.
Yeah.
And most people who use sexual enhancement drugs, they are masturbative agents that can masturbate from morning till night. You understand me? So the side effect is too much. The worst is death.
Yeah.
It can cause stroke. Scientists say this thing can cause you stroke.
It has cost for a lot of persons.
You understand?
Just like we said, a lot of persons have died. Well, but the question is, when we know that it has all these challenges, all these disadvantages, why do people still keep using it?
Lots of people do not know.
Probably, and that's why we're having this
understand?
conversation. Yeah.
Lots of people
don't know the side effects.
And even when it's just like giving a child honey. And the child is licking the honey already, and you are telling the child that the honey is not sweet. The child will look at you as somebody who's lying. It's either you're jealous or you just want to deceive the child. You understand me?
Yeah.
So somebody who is using this thing already, because one thing is that if somebody continues to use it, it becomes an addiction.
Now the person now begins to think that he cannot do anything without it.
And if in actual sense,
he can't do anything without it.
It will take him a long time to actually do something without it if he stops. I don't know if you understand.
Especially when someone is addicted to it.
Number two is that if you use it on a particular lady, you will not want to make the mistake of not using it on that same lady again, because the lady will not understand you.
My goodness.
I don't know if you understand me.
Yes.
So that's the problem. So if you have somebody, you now use this particular thing on the person and you decide to stop. If you meet the person again, the difference will be clear. That is why it is always better to go natural. And the best form of relationship is to stay away from sex. If a young man and a young woman decide not to engage in sex and they're married and they start having sex, if you watch, you see that both of them, they are learning gradually. They are teaching themselves. They are learning between themselves. But the problem is a situation where the lady has dated 14 guys.
And slept with all of them. And
you understand? And the guy himself has not dated anybody. And the lady now complains that you don't know how to do it. You don't last. And the guy, because the fact is that men know they carry last.
They want to prove a point.
They want to prove a point.
They want to let her know that I can do this.
One of the
I've
worst thing you do to a man is to tell the man that he's not good or bad.
He does not last.
It is. That is why when Toto Dike said something like that.
That the husband is a 1 minute man.
Now among Toto Dike actually insulted the man with more than 1,000 words. But that particular one made a headline.
My goodness. But sincerely, she's telling us that he's a 1 minute guy, but he's the father of her child.
Yeah, let's see. Using enhancement that will keep you for 3 hours.
3 hours?
Yeah.
Doing what?
Don't worry. I just want to let you. I just want to tell you something. There may be a man who is using enhancement and he can stay 30 minutes. He can stay 1 hour. That does not even determine whether he will be able to impregnate a woman. A man that stays 1 second may even impregnate a woman before him.
My goodness.
I don't know if you understand.
Yeah, I get you.
Life is not all about sex.
Yes.
You understand? And for me, the best form of sex in marriage, there's difference between having sex and making love.
Yeah.
Anybody can have sex. But when it comes to marriage, what we experience is love making. And in love making.
And that's what couples should experience in marriage.
And
not just sex.
Not love sex, making. Yeah.
That connection, that soul connection.
Physical connection is there. A heart connection is
there.
Emotional,
psychological.
Spiritual connection is there. Emotional connection is there. You don't just connect because you want to have sex. You've been connected long ago. And because of that connection, you are not engaging in this sex to satisfy yourself. You are engaging in the sex to satisfy your partner. And your partner is also engaging in it to satisfy you. You know, if a man goes to visit a prostitute, the prostitute's interest is her selfish interest.
That's a casual sex worker.
The money, the money. The man's interest is his selfish interest, which is to satisfy himself.
Satisfy his libido.
So as soon as he satisfies himself, he puts his clothes on.
And
if he has a car, he drives
away.
If he doesn't, he enters keke and he's okay.
He even walks home.
You understand?
Yeah.
But when it comes to married people, your interest is not basically on satisfying yourself.
Should not be.
Yeah, shouldn't be. Your interest is, I want to satisfy my wife. Her own interest is, I want to satisfy my husband.
Yeah.
I want to do my best to be neat for him. I want to do my best to give it to him the way he'll be
wants
happy.
it. He likes it.
You understand?
Yeah.
That is the basic interest. By the time, because people who use these sexual enhancement drugs, it's out of selfishness. They want to last longer and enjoy the pleasure.
And prove a point that I am the man.
So that they can continue to have that particular woman. So they postpone it. Some people necessarily it's not because they want to prove a point, because they want to postpone the excitement. They want to postpone the enjoyment.
Is it like insecurity? Probably because people are insecure. Because somebody feels that if I use this drug, it will boost my libido and I'll perform better. Rather than the other person who says, I'm not going to use this drug. I'm just going to go natural and satisfy my wife. So to a large extent, don't you think it's more like insecurity that pushes people to take sexual enhancement?
Well, insecurity is part of it, very much part of it. And another thing is just people starting what they can't finish.
Okay.
Because it's, in my own case, I told you I was going to impress somebody.
Yeah.
But
okay, yeah. Why did you even stop?
Mm.
And, and
Don't worry, we'll go back to that.
okay.
We'll go back to that.
Okay.
But mine was to impress a girl. But some other people may not be to impress a girl, because there are people who even use it for somebody they are not going to see again. Maybe they are traveled to somewhere. They still take it. And their reason is this selfish interest of, I don't just want to go and come out immediately. I want this excitement. I want to stay long. You understand? I want to stay long. I want to postpone the excitement. I want to remain in that realm. You understand? I want to stay in that realm for a long time. This is just the origin, nothing else. You understand? So it differs with people. And some other people, their own is that they have started it and they have killed their natural strength. So naturally they can do nothing. There are men like that. In fact, there is a man that I know, he lives in GRA in Onitsha here. He himself has used this thing to the extent that he's just 7 years in marriage. It's not as if he's the old person. He's just 7 years in marriage. But he has been using it as a young person. And his own is that he's combining lots of things.
My goodness.
You know, he takes Indian hemp. He's a rich guy, actually. But it got to a point where
that one is no longer working.
He can no longer even carry those things. It's no longer working properly on him. He's on and off, even with or without the thing. So he had to, and his wife has this high libido that she wants it every night. She wants it every day. She calls on phone while the man is in his shop and say, honey, come home and have a surprise for you. And he comes home and the woman said, this is what I want. This is the surprise I'm talking about.
But sincerely, so there are actually people who do that. I used to think it's a fairy tale. Like I used to think it's something that happens in the movie. So there are people who can actually have sex, like married couples, every day.
Yeah, I do.
Huh?
I do.
You do?
Yeah. You know, apart from the fact that when my wife, maybe if she's tired or she's pregnant and, you know, she can't carry it every day. If I have my way, I will do every day. For every month, for every week.
Are you serious?
Every year.
My goodness.
Because I know that, you see, this thing is not going to last forever. There will come a time where this thing will become memories. But that's not the actual reason why I do that. It's just that it's my own nature. Do you understand? It's my own nature. But you know, the most important thing is if you are married to a partner that cannot do such thing every day, she on her own or he on his own will learn a way of still helping you, satisfying you, just like we said, even without her engaging in it. You understand? There are people like that. There are women like that. There are men like that. Inside of men, I'm one of them. And there are ladies like that. So if you are lucky and you are that kind of man, you marry somebody who is like that. But sometimes, just like the guy, he was like that because of drugs. But those drugs, they are no longer working, because one thing about chemicals is that it gets used to your system.
Yeah.
When it gets used to your system, it will no longer function. You understand? And funny enough, no matter, even when you take other drugs, it won't function because a stronger drug has gotten used to your system.
And that is why whenever they get so used to these drugs,
they
and
move
it's
to
no longer,
another.
they move to a higher one.
Yeah.
They even double the dose.
But it gets to a point
Oh my gosh.
where, because that dose they are doubling, it's actually killing their manhood. That's one thing you need to know. Because manhood doesn't have bone. It's vein. Vein is what is carrying this thing. And one thing those drugs do is to weaken the vein. And as soon as it weakens the vein will struggle to stand. At a point, the vein will no longer carry the weight. And the man will start taking drugs and the man will start telling you that some people are going to native doctor to treat it. It feels hard.
My goodness.
You understand?
So I know people who are watching us right now, some people could actually be thinking about how to do this, and even people that are already doing it. How can they get out of this?
Yeah, the most important thing is when you are told that that there is poison in this food, accept the person is a mad person. When you are told, look, this food you're about to eat, there is poison. It's
poisonous.
You will not eat it.
Yeah. I'll run. Like run.
No matter how hungry you are, no matter how hungry a man is, such a man will not eat feces.
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand me. So it's just for you to understand that this thing can kill. Can kill.
It has killed people.
It has killed people.
So you're using it and you're still alive. Probably something is still protecting you.
And if it kills you, people will not be surprised.
Oh my goodness.
That has killed many people. It's no longer news.
And it's usually a shameful thing. Because the way it's reported, like this journalist guy, in fact, the day he was buried, my goodness, he was buried shabbily.
Yeah.
Because to everybody, he died on top of a woman.
Which in some places, like my place, is a taboo.
Is a taboo. Like
in my place, they won't be buried in his father's house.
How would you die on top of a woman? Like, how would you do that?
But assuming that if a man is making love to his wife and God calls him, it's his time. That one is a different thing. I've not actually heard.
I've not heard something like that. But sincerely, I've not heard that.
Though if it happened between husband and wife, the woman will not come out to say, "My husband died on top of me." The woman will just quietly push the man to the bed and cry and say, "My husband died."
I don't think I've heard something like that. I don't think I've heard something like that.
So it is difficult to hear, even if it has happened, because no woman will want to carry that kind of stigma. Because people will even look at her and say, "You killed your husband." So it's difficult to hear such thing. But there are some that there is nothing you can do. It must be exposed. Like the man who died in this hotel in 33 with 2 girls. Now, this man used to move out with 1 girl before.
Okay.
He decided, because he wants more excitement because of the amount of drugs he's taking. He decided to now
take 2 girls. Like do a threesome.
You understand? So taking 2 girls, he finished with 1. He was on the other, and he gave up the ghost. The wife, who is even a barrister, came and asked and the police held those girls. She bailed them herself and buried her husband. You know, so just like that. Just imagine a lawyer bailing somebody that killed her husband.
It was not them that killed the husband.
In actual sense. In actual sense,
he died when he was
manslaughter. The man was on top of something, and somebody owns the thing. The man was on top. So, let's.
Fresh. Oh my goodness!
But the fact is
but people should be very careful, honestly. Both the men and the ladies. You know, as a lady, if you're going out with someone and the person is taking sex enhancement drug, I just think
the truth is that someone who is taking sex enhancement drug can even kill a woman.
Yeah.
Okay, a woman is still a human being. Because these sex enhancement drugs, let me tell you the truth, it has levels. And the problem is that you know when you're having sex naturally, sex is under your control. But if you're having sex on sexual enhancement drugs, you're under control of that sexual. Drug. You understand? You don't stop when you want to stop. That's the problem. And that's why the person will continue to stretch the heart. To stress the heart. You are stretching it, you are stressing it. You are doing everything possible for it to blow.
But they are doing it without even knowing that they are doing it.
Because one thing about the enhancement drugs is that it can never take away that excitement. That's the way devil have been able to deceive the people who it will take that excitement continue to increase. The more it's stressing your heart, the more the excitement. I don't know if you understand. The more the excitement. Just like when I was much younger, I think that was my first year in the university. I saw some friends, smoking. And I said, let me try it. When these guys that gave me to smoke, I tested it and I started smiling. With the little sense left in me, I knew that this wasn't my smile. So that little sense, I quickly left them. Because they have told me before that when you're in that kind of condition, for you not to go mad, you have to take Gary and the sugar and the milk.
Looks like you're always trying out new things.
My dear, I've tried so many new things that God saved me from.
Thank God for your life.
I'm telling you the truth.
Thank God for your life. So, it's like you're so keen on trying out things. You're experimenting things.
I've experimented so many things in this life. And God saved me.
God really saved you, honestly. So God saved you for a time like this because, you're sharing these things and we're laughing at it.
Yeah.
But it's very serious because the essence of all that you're sharing is so that someone out there does not make the same kind of mistakes because we all have different destinies. Someone could go and do it and that person may never survive it.
At all, yeah, you're correct.
So, what can people do to ensure that they don't take this sex enhancement?
Number one is understand the consequences and run away from it. Okay. If you are taking it already, you can stop it. Okay? You can stop it. If you are not married, the best way to stop it is to take a break from sex until you are married.
Yeah.
And when you are married, you definitely can't impress your wife.
It's not a competition.
No, you can't impress your wife because
they're not giving you an award.
See what I'm talking about? The reason, what I mean by you can't impress your wife is that you won't marry her for 3 years and she will go. She will continue to be there. The people you impress are people that will not stay a long time or will not stay forever with you. But a woman you are married to, you're going to start with and end with. What is the bone of contention? What are you impressing her for? How long are you going to impress her? So taking drugs in order to impress her means that if you have to continue impressing her, you have to take the drugs all the days of your life. And she will definitely find out with time. So there's no need for that. So the best is two people who love themselves, who are married, should just learn to be compatible. Compatibility.
Yeah.
Take me as I am. I take you as you are.
And sincerity.
And gradually we'll continue to grow.
And they should be sincere with one another.
And we're open and sincere.
Sincerity. Because for a guy, I believe there are natural food. God created everything.
Yeah.
There are natural food that people can take that can actually increase libido.
Yeah, sure.
Natural food that will not hurt you in any way, that will even add nutrients to your body and make you healthier.
There are even good herbal teas one can take. It will not make you go crazy.
I'm not talking about synthetic. I'm talking about natural stuff. Someone was telling me about, what's this leaf? Otaze.
Very good.
Someone was telling me about otaze. How you can process otaze. How you can dry it, grind it.
There are lots of them.
And be taking it as tea.
Even mushroom.
Yeah. And these are the natural food that people eat in other climes. You don't need to take anything synthetic.
The problem with people is not what to take. The problem is that people want science and wonders. I don't know if you're
they want to perform magic.
They want it immediately. You understand?
Just like you said, they will think they are coming, but they don't know they are going.
No, a lot of people have gone. You'll be happy that you are coming. The next thing you see yourself standing before God, you have gone.
And you'll be wondering, you see yourself away from your body, and you'll be like, what is going on?
No, you've gone. There's nothing you can do about it. Only if God wants to bring you back. So the truth of the matter is that it's not as if lots of people know that they are natural things, but the truth is these natural things don't work magic.
Yeah,
they build you gradually.
It's gradual.
But when they build you permanently. But it takes gradual process.
There are fruits. There are food that have great nutrients.
The most important thing, Oma, is eat good food, eat vegetable, eat fruit, and drink water. You are good to go. And then understand sex,
Mm.
that the excitement sometimes, the way you put your mind in it, will affect how long you stay.
Yeah.
So it's just when people understand some of these things, it will help them. But the fact is that marriage is not all about sex.
Definitely.
You understand? When we talk about a man satisfying his wife or a woman satisfying her husband, the satisfaction is not all about sex. Are you providing for her? Are you taking care of her? Are you loving her the way you should love her? Are you doing things you should do for her? All these things, they are satisfactions.
Yeah.
So you don't put all the
And
satisfaction
they help
just in one
build.
thing.
They help build. Like we talked about, making love, being emotional connection. You're connecting with the soul. When you take care of a woman, in fact, the easiest way to get to a woman's heart is to take care of her.
Yeah, you have
If
to
she
be
wants,
affectionate.
if she wants shawarma, get her shawarma. If she wants smoothie, get her smoothie. And for the guy,
yeah.
there are some guys that the way to their heart is their stomach. Cook good food.
And respect them.
Respect them. Submit to them. You know.
So the fact there is that what I want to say there is that, when you're talking about enjoying sex in marriage, basically it's not about drugs. It's about loving your wife and your wife loving you. Because even if you are taking drugs, you just feel the way you live with your wife during the day will determine how long the both of you go on bed at night.
Yeah.
You quarrel during the day and you think at night you are going to enjoy the whole of the night having sex. No, you won't do that. But if you treat each other nice during the day, be sure that's what the Bible says, don't allow your anger. Make sure your anger goes down before the sun.
The sun.
You understand? Because God understands that when the sun goes on, so many beautiful things happen between husband and wife. So the most important thing is, how do you treat her during the day? How do you treat him during the day? If you are nice to each other, you love each other, you're doing things together, you're open to each other, you're sincere, you talk. You can tell your partner, this is the way I want it. This is how I want it. This is the part that make me go crazy. All these things, when you're open and sincere with each other, whatever you want to achieve, you're going to achieve it.
I don't know. Do we still have more time?
Yeah, I think it's time to go. We have just 9 minutes before 8.
Okay. So finally, what advice do you have for young couples? First of all, let's start with singles. What advice do you have for them?
And for singles is, when we say abstain from sex, from premarital sex, we are not saying that you will never have sex in your life. We are just saying wait for the right time.
Exactly.
You understand? And some of us experimented and God saved us. As a single, you may want to experiment. You may be one of the victims, those that won't be able to tell the story.
Yeah.
So don't experiment with sex. Don't play with it. It's both good and bad. If you're making love as a single person, it's not love you're making trouble.
Yeah, sure.
So my advice is, wait for the right time. God made it possible for a man to stand. That is to say that God doesn't need assistance. He has given you what he takes. You don't need to take anything as a married person. Just continue to allow God to direct your marriage. I was talking to a certain church about sex. I told them that you need God in your sexual capacity in your marriage. You need God because sex has a lot to do with even spiritual. I know we don't have time to go into that now. But as a married person, make out time, pray for your partner, pray for yourself, pray about your sex life, pray about everything in
Maybe
your
next
marriage.
week on the program we'll talk about sex and marriage.
Yes,
sex and marriage and love making in marriage.
Fantastic.
We'll talk about it next week on the program.
That would be good.
So I think we should be wrapping it up today.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the married ones, it's really important. Kindly stay away from sex enhancement drugs. I mean, we've talked about it all. We told you that you can eat good food. I mean, stay away from it and be sincere. That's it from me, Oma. You're very sweetheart on radio here on Radio and TV, here on Love and Marriage. And from you, Fresh?
Yeah, sex is not everything, but definitely in marriage, you're going to have it. But when you're having it, have it natural because God wants it natural for the both of you.
Mm.
I wish you all the best. And hopefully, next week, Tuesday, by God's grace, we're going to be together again. Thank you,
Yeah.
Oma.
All right. We love you. Bye bye.
Bye.